Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently taking over a bunch of territory from the Udkavango Devourers, kind of by accident, and that's wonderful. Now apparently we just completed the research of flash coolant, but clicking on that doesn't open anything, so that's neat. I guess we gotta go in this way. Sure. So we could go for like focusing arrays, or even applied superconductivity, which is what we're going to do. That'll be fine for now. Okay. Before we get involved in the war, let's check through our jobs here, and we need a capital upgrade for Nemean Prime. That looks good. Anything else on planetary constructions? No, but this ecclesiastical center has some devastation. That's understood. That's not a surprise. In fact, we should make this be an ecclesiastical center. There we go. This is well set up for that, and it's not a problem. We definitely would like to have that. So the crafty cuttlefish is currently idle in Matar, and the question is, what does it need to do? The answer is it needs to head to like Markaz, and it needs to begin construction out here, which is very bright, of a Habitat Central complex. There we go, that looks good. We've also got the mischievous mussel, which is in Atlas, and looks like it finished as well. So we can come down to Ciatera. Now, this is a location where we do not want to build orbitals because of the arc furnace, but I do still want to build a Habitat Central complex. We don't have the influence at the moment, so we're just going to come in and enter orbit. Looks good. Now, do we need to reinforce any of our ships? Actually, yes, 2 ships. Consider it done. Cool. So that'll be fine. Now, we're currently bombarding here. How's this going? Mugdal is at 2%. Okay, so it's at 1049, and Schmeg is at 1421. We've got a ways to go on these bombardments. That's for sure. We're going to continue to push up beyond this eventually, but we are not FTL inhibited, actually. That's interesting. I just noticed that we are indeed not FTL inhibited. So that means that we could take these guys up to Ruthari, and then we could take these guys out over here to Gatan, like that. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So that looks fine. Now we do have another fleet on the way in, and they are going to go all the way up to Firin Malaba, is the idea. Wait, this is 2 fleets? This is 2 fleets. That's fine. I'd like to take control of this gateway. That would be a good thing to do. So they're going to continue on to Daklon. Wonderful. The Udkavango Devourers are not doing well, that's for sure. Scum and villainy on floor. I'm not surprised by that. So we just finished up here building this habitat complex. So we're going to need to colonize that immediately. And then we're also going to need to build our orbitals here. So there's not that many orbitals that need to be built in this system, looks like. We can build a minor, or actually that's a major. Right, this is a star. Okay, so this would be a major here, this would be a minor here, and then this would be a major orbital. Then down over this direction, we would build a major. This would be a minor. No, this is a major. What am I talking about? This would also be a major. This would be a major orbital. And then we'd build a minor orbital right there. And I believe that's everything in this system. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that looks good. Excellent. We'll let that proceed for the moment. Now we're going to push up into the Udkavango Devourers quite significantly here.
Station.
Excellent. Where are we in battle? Oh, it's going to be one of these stations. Yeah, this is not very threatening. That's fine. Cool. So we're going to continue to push forward here. This is uninhabited? Interesting. We're probably not going to be able to get down there. I'm guessing these guys are going to push up to Elthine before we can come down here, but we'll see. What are we full on? We are full on astral threads. That makes sense. Okay. I'm not concerned about it. We're not even going to summon a dimensional fleet. It really doesn't matter. So that looks absolutely okay. And we've got 3 fleets here right now. Yep. And I want the fleet that is currently idle here to begin bombardment over on Uglog. 868. Yeah, that looks fine. So we're going to get that going, and how are things going here? So we're at 1019, and we are at 1333. So that's not surprising. Let's group these together for right now. We also know that we have some additional debris up here to research. So we'll come grab that as soon as we're done with the research down to the south. That looks good. And we're just going to continue to push up over this direction for the moment. How are things looking up here? Reasonably fine. Nothing too major. I want to check Aya Ball, actually. Why did this go to the Molarnock Star Corp? They must have a claim on it. That's awkward, because that's directly adjacent to our territory here. I don't like that. Well, we'll see if we're able to get anything else up over this way. I mean, even if this is all we get, that's way more than we bargained for. So this is fine. We're not concerned about that. How's Demon's Maw upgrade going?
Preserved.
It's proceeding. Okay. Well, that seems fine for now. We'll see if Katana gets under our control or not. We might have this awkward Molarnock Star Corp here. If we do, it's not the end of the world. This is already way more than we thought we were going to get out of this, so it's fine. Absolutely A-okay. So we didn't actually fight in Katana?
Aggressor station.
Interesting. These guys will, though. Yeah, they're absolutely heading up there. Okay, so this is also controlled by the Molarnock Star Corp. If that's the case... Well, for one thing, these guys are bombarding here. But if that's the case, I kind of want to pull these forces back then. We'll let them finish their current battles. But if this is all going Molarnock Star Corp, I have no interest in proceeding this way. So that means that we want to go up to Aya Ball and see about going to Cherton. This may or may not be Molarnock Star Corp. Okay, and let's do the same thing out over this way, but actually let's send these guys up this direction, like so. Okay, so checking in on the bombardments here. How's this going? We're at 12% devastation, down to 962, and down to 1220, 23% devastation. Okay. And up here at Uglog, this is 829. That looks fine. So yeah, we're just pulling these forces back. We're not going to get this territory, so we want to go find places where we will get the territory. That's occupied by the League of Narania. Okay. So we'll find our borders, and once we find our borders, we'll stop pushing. We're only interested in taking things that actually benefit us. So that looks absolutely fine for the moment. Now, this is a solar panel network? Interesting. I suppose we could keep that around. What do we got down here? Solar panels as well? Sure. It's not amazing, but it'll do. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that one. So we are going to need to get a couple of invasions done up this way still, right? We do have some bombardments ongoing, and those are going to take a little while. I would love to get this arc furnace system. So this is at 30% here, 1120, and this is now down to 910. I think we're going to go ahead and launch our invasion of Mugdal, and once that gets going, we're going to move these guys over to help bombard at Shmeg. Okay. So let's get that completed. Okay, let's head over to Shmeg now.
Planetary invasion begun.
There we go. So they have one force in reserve. Okay. Yeah, that's not necessarily ideal. They do have a fair number of these Xenomorph armies. I mean, so do we. So this is absolutely fine. We're going to lose a Xenomorph army here, but, you know, that happens. Absolutely fine. So we've not arrived out over this way just yet. Yes, one of our armies is indeed involved in an invasion. That's absolutely okay. So once we arrive out over here, I want to start bombarding Glagelbor. That'll be okay. And we'll see if this becomes Molarnock Star Corp or not. If it does, we'll back off and start going up this direction. We know that League of Narania is here, so there's only so much that we can get, right? Now I'm going to grab the tidal wave here. We're going to have them go to Kajamar. And then they are going to make a beeline up towards Rogul after they get Kajimar. So like that. Okay, so that is all looking fine. And we're now bombarding here at double the intensity, in theory. Yeah, this is up to 42% devastation now. Looks good. And Mukdal, we can see they've started disengaging. That's great.
Battling
We're very, very glad to see that. So that last defense army is down now. Now, keep in mind, their xenomorphs do not take morale damage. And we're not focusing our damage very well. It's not that big of a deal when we don't have morale damage, but it's definitely not ideal. I prefer to focus down one target to lower their DPS as much as possible. That would be ideal. Okay, so we're definitely making some gains up over this direction.
Building a new home.
I am expecting Churtan to become Mullernock Starcorp. We'll see if that happens. In we go. How are we doing on those astral threads? Ah, we can gain our physics insight and run our astral boost. Do it. Okay, so everything is looking good here. We've analyzed more debris. Do we have any more to do? We do. So we can go ahead and research this in Ruthari. Excellent. And yes, Churtan became Mullernock Starcorp. That's expected. So we're going to come up over here and we're going to begin bombarding at Gigaporia. Wonderful. So these guys that are heading to Rogul, we are going to, after they take this over... Oh, there's a science nexus
Aggressor
here.
colony
I would
emancipated.
love to get the science nexus. That would be really, really good.
Construction complete.
We'll see if we can do that. That would be absolutely amazing. We finished our invasion out over here on Mukdal, and that's absolutely understood. These guys are definitely a bit lower, but we have more army forces that we can bring in, right? So we can bring both of these out over here, and then these guys, they're going to go land on Shmeg basically immediately. It's
Battling
definitely low
aggressor
enough that
station.
we can do that. Yeah, this is not going to be very threatening at all. They have no defense armies, only xenomorph armies at this point. Xenomorph armies are pretty good, but this will be fine. We have lots of xenomorphs of our own, of course. I do want to reinforce a couple of ships here. We do need just a few. How are we doing on our relic cooldown? 882. Okay. Well, the invasion of Shmeg has begun. I'm going to send
Planetary
these guys
invasion
now up to Uglog. There we go. And Shmeg will fall pretty quickly, to be honest. They are at their full combat width, but here comes our reinforcements. There's absolutely no way that they're going to succeed this. Cool. That's just a matter of time. So at this point, out over this direction, we do have forces heading into Baham, and over here as well. So we're beginning some planetary bombardments out this direction. Now, there's a couple of locations that we can attack here. There's Gigaporia and Shmoria here. Both are going to need bombardment. So that is absolutely understood. We need to take out the station and the orbital platform. That won't be very difficult, but we'll get that done. Eventually that citadel will fall. We're splitting our fire quite a lot. I don't love that. Again, I would prefer to just focus one down. Okay. So there we go. That is now dealt with. But let's just go to Shmoria. That'll be okay. Cool. So this is all looking pretty decent for now. We should be done invading here quite soon, which means that we're going to get this arc furnace. That is, of course, great. We would be delighted to have an arc furnace, or another arc furnace, I should say. They're down to 3 xenomorph armies in their front line, and we just had a disengage. That's cool. We lost another xenomorph army, but that's to be expected. And there goes another one. No disengage there. But now they lost one as well. Cool. They're currently focusing this clone army. It's hilarious. They can do what they want with that.
Salvage preserved.
We're splitting our damage between these two armies. Oh, wow, we actually disengaged them.
New frontiers
Wild.
established.
Okay, so we just finished up a colony, and we definitely do need to build a gene clinic there. So that is going to be this and a habitation district. Cool. There we go. Back on Schmeg. How are things looking? So these two xenomorphs are below half now. That looks good. We're probably going to lose one more xenomorph before we take them out. Yeah, we definitely did. I don't think we'll lose any more xenomorphs, so this looks good.
Aggressor colony emancipated.
There we go. And now I want these guys to head up to Ruthari. So we're going to head to Uglog, and the question is, oh yeah, we can absolutely invade this. Cool. So no problem there. The bombardments up here are still happening, of course, and we'll need to free up these forces and continue to push through eventually. But for the time being, this is fine. And these guys, they're all going to go to different locations as well. So we're just kind of waiting on the army arriving. We don't really want this to recover before our army shows up. So we're going to issue orders to these very shortly here. And that, of course, is going to be pushing beyond where we already are bombarding. Okay, so we're invading here. I'm going to call this close enough, and we're going to grab the Hurricane fleet. They are going to head up to here. Then we're going to grab the Tsunami fleet. Yeah, that's fine. They're going to go to Medak. And then we're going to grab the White Crush. And they're going to go down and grab Ambor. And that's kind of all we can grab for now. We're going to be FTL inhibited, so that is okay. Looks like we're not going to get anything up over here, and we're not going to get anything more over this way, because we are blocked, but that's fine. We're not very upset about that, to be honest. So Uglog is going to fall very shortly, and we could actually level up this commander. Sure. There we go. Carefulness will be fine. That'll increase our army disengagement chance. We would absolutely love to disengage our armies at some point. This one would be a good candidate. Yeah. I would definitely like him to be disengaged and replaced with one of these. This would be another good candidate. Not happening. Oh, this guy's focusing here. Hang on. They might not actually kill this Xenomorph army. This is attacking the wrong army. I like it.
Aggressor colony emancipated.
That was excellent. Okay, so Uglog is now under our control. And that, of course, means... Do we have anything to... Yes, we can do some research up here. I want to head over to Orgleon next. So that is Glagelbor here. Now, that's a 914. It's going to take a little bit before we can get there. So we are going to whittle that down somewhat, but this is still going to be a fairly hard fight for us. We're going to take some losses, for sure. But that's okay. Let's continue to push forward. And overall, I'm quite pleased with how this is playing out. We're getting a lot from this war. Oh, really? There's a potentially habitable world down here. I didn't notice that. Let's go colonize it. Excellent. May as well. So that is all absolutely wonderful. While we're waiting for some of these developments, let's check through our jobs here. We can see that Ariga Prime, this tech world, requires a job, so we'll get a research complex going. Moscot Prime now needs housing. We will put in an industrial district. That literally just popped up, so that looks good. Anything else needed through here? Yes. Kazoo is a generator station. This needs a gene clinic and a habitation district. I didn't notice that get finished, but that's okay. Next up is Ashipso Prime, which is an ecclesiastical center. We would love to upgrade a hollow temple there. What else do we have? Well, we've got some of these new worlds here, and these are not going to be amazing. We can work on getting some of these repairs done, but it's definitely going to be kind of slow going. Okay, so this, we would definitely repair the hydroponic farm here and here. I don't know what we're actually going to do as far as setting these up. It'll be interesting. So we've got Kerbis out over this direction, and here we need to get another habitat going. So we can head over to, say, Trinic here. And we can build a Habitat Central Complex there. Now, we know that we've got another idle construction ship, at least one. We finished up in Kazoo as well. Okay, so this is going to go into Nosti, but we don't have enough influence to get that going for now. So the water nymph is in Urgi. This is going to need to be colonized here. There we go. And here we're going to need orbitals. So anything in the asteroid belt, yes, we can build here. Then we can do a major here. This would be a major orbital up over this way. This would be a major orbital, and then this would be a major orbital. And I believe, out over here. Cool. Major orbital and a minor orbital. Looks good. So that'll be fine. However, the mischievous muscle 16, that's 16, is not ready to build here. We're still lacking the influence because we got a different construction ship going. That's fine. Let's check to see if we need to replenish any ships. We do need a couple, so that looks okay. Wonderful. Cool. So this all looks phenomenal. Is this FTL inhibitor in the station? It is. So once we take this station, we're going to be able to bypass Ulrike, and that would be wonderful. So Galurum is now under our control, and we're heading up to Medak. Of course, we're bombarding in Rogul, and that looks absolutely fine. And we're bombarding over here too, although this will be freed up very shortly. Down to 835, so we definitely made some progress there. Okay, we are landing. So I'm going to take these guys up, and their goal is going to be to bombard Flems. Whereas these guys, they are going to bombard Flurm. Cool. So let's get this taken over. No problem. Its armor absolutely demolished there. Sadly, we're not using our matter disintegrators on it because we're all up over here, disintegrating the armor. But that's okay. Yeah, we're really not attacking this, like, at all. Now we will be, though. Cool. Almost there. We're still not really attacking this station. We're barely attacking it. I don't know why. We're mostly just running around in a circle. Okay, so now we're going to head up to Flurm. That's absolutely perfect. This is an arc furnace and Dyson swarm? Oh my. This is another system we'd be absolutely delighted to have. Weirdly, this became part of the Garoan Syndicate. I have no explanation for this. Whatever. So we're going to head up to Minshir at this point, with the idea being we're going to start a bombardment at Grohundia. So that'll be fine. As soon as we are done over here on Glagelbor, we're going to send these guys over to probably Baham, would be the idea. And we pretty much know exactly how much we're going to get out of this at this point. So that's fine. We're definitely making good progress here. And Ayabal is almost done upgrading to a Starhold. Cool. We're going to have that continue to upgrade, of course. So taking the L cluster has definitely served us very well here. Preserved. No doubt about that. We've gotten a lot of good territory out of this. Very valuable stuff. We can see here that there's 48 alloys here, 111 out over here. Sadly, we don't get that. That's another arc furnace location for sure. But Rogul, that's pretty good. No doubt about that. And I think there's some additional... Like, if we go in here, right? This has this Dyson swarm. I'm wondering if that star actually produces anything. I don't know that it does. That would be very weird. Okay, so our science ship here, it can come up and research projects here and here. There we go. Wonderful. So all we need now is to get some of these invasions finished. So currently, we've just about got this one done. We just finished up our Galactic Stock Exchange.
Colony emancipated.
Okay, understood. So we can go for, say, tile blocker clearance. Sure, we'll probably need that. And we just finished Orgleon. Now I want to head over to Gigaporia, and we're going to come land here. So this is down to 434. We'll continue bombarding until we get there. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish claiming our territory up over here, and then we're probably going to exit Warfooting. We aren't going to get much more out of this, and this is way more than I ever expected to get, so that's wonderful. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Opera Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge SQL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.